no one planned it. That's what made it dangerous. The sound didn't arrive with a name. It arrived with a feeling. Something unfamiliar, something restless, something that refused to sit still. This was the birth of a new sound, and Elvis Presley was standing right inside it. In the early days, the recordings felt accidental, loose sessions, late nights, musicians feeling their way forward. No formulas, no blueprints, just instinct. Elvis sang the way he breathed, natural, uncontrolled. His voice slid between styles without apology. One moment tender, the next electric. Country met blues, gospel met rhythm, pain met desire, and something new formed in the space between. The musicians around him felt it immediately. This wasn't imitation, this wasn't tradition, it was fusion. A sound that didn't belong to the past and didn't ask permission from the present. When Elvis leaned into a lyric, the room shifted. When he broke rhythm, the song breathed. When he laughed mid-phrase, the music smiled back. Imperfection became power. That was the secret. The new sound didn't aim for cleanliness, it aimed for truth, and truth is messy. Early recordings carried tension, a push and pull between control and release. You could hear it in the pauses, in the sudden surges of energy, in the way Elvis attacked some lines and whispered others. This wasn't trained performance, it was emotion slipping through sound. People didn't know how to describe it, so they argued about it. Some called it noise, others called it dangerous. Teenagers called it freedom. The sound made bodies move without permission. Hips followed rhythm, feet ignored restraint. Parents noticed and worried, because this music didn't behave. It didn't respect tempo. It didn't follow rules. It seduced. The birth of the new sound was also the birth of fear. Radio stations debated whether to play it. Some refused entirely. Others played it quietly and watched phones light up. Requests poured in. Who is this? Where did this come from? Why does it feel like this? Elvis didn't have answers. He just kept singing. Every time he stepped into a studio or onto a stage, the sound evolved. Faster, looser, more confident. The hesitation faded. In its place grew swagger, not arrogance, belief. Elvis began to trust the sound, to lean into it, to let it lead him. His voice grew bolder, his phrasing more playful. He stretched words, bent melodies, took risks, and the sound rewarded him. Audiences reacted before thinking, before judging. They screamed, they danced, they stared, because something primal had been unlocked. This music spoke to the body as much as the mind. That scared the culture of the time, because control had always mattered, and this sound rejected control completely. The birth of a new sound always threatens the old order. Elvis Presley became the lightning rod, not because he invented everything, but because he embodied it. He carried the sound physically, vocally, emotionally. When he sang, the sound looked like him, moved like him, felt like him. That made him impossible to separate from it. Critics tried to analyze it, to categorize it. Was it moral? Was it art? Was it dangerous? They missed the point. The sound didn't care. It was already spreading. Record sales climbed, concerts grew louder, reactions intensified. This wasn't a trend anymore. It was momentum. And momentum doesn't stop easily. The birth of the new sound changed expectations. Music didn't have to be polite. Performers didn't have to stand still. Voices didn't have to behave. Emotion became the currency. Honesty became the hook. Elvis felt the weight of it growing. With every success came pressure. With every breakthrough came resistance. The sound demanded more space, and the world pushed back. This was only the beginning, because a new sound doesn't arrive fully formed. It grows through conflict, through misunderstanding, through controversy, and Elvis Presley was about to face it all of it. Fame would magnify the sound, criticism would sharpen it, control would try to tame it. But at this moment, right here, the sound was still raw, still dangerous, still free. The birth of a new sound is always fragile. It can be crushed, watered down, sold, or it can explode. And as Elvis stepped forward, voice steady and body alive, one truth became clear. This sound wasn't going back into the box. It had tasted air. And once that happens, everything changes. The world had heard something new, and it would never hear music the same way again. But the question was no longer about the sound. It was about the man carrying it. How long could he stay ahead of what he had created? And what would happen when the sound became bigger than Elvis himself?